Scientific fact, a sandwich made by somebody else is going to be the best sandwich you ever had. I mean, it's straight up. You know? Yeah, there's something about a sandwich made with TLC, tender loving care. Today I want to introduce you to one of my favorite sandwiches and one of my cheating sauces. Let's get into the action with a beautiful Quarry Arctic salmon seared on a soapstone with pancetta. I don't know, there's a lot of things going on here. Let's just get into the action. Kamado Joe Classic hanging out behind me, stabilized at 400 degrees Fahrenheit with a soapstone. Let's check out today's setup. One of my favorites, okay? I've got the soapstone supported by a grill grate underneath. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's give you a little sneak peek. And that's just to give it a little more stabilization. It is a stone. If we press hard on it, we make sure it's got a little support, okay? Went to the grocery store and got some, I wouldn't call that thick. Nathan, would you call that thick cut? What do we?
Almost not thin.
Yeah, it's not thin by any means, but
I wouldn't say thick either.
Substantially cut. Not thick though, right? It's a play on bacon, right? Pancetta, it's an add, it's an addition, it's a level up to bacon on your sandwich. Let's put a little bit of oil just to promote the rendering process for this pancetta. And this is what we're going to start with, okay? We don't want it to, the slower this grill is going, the larger this pancetta is going to be in the end. So if you've experienced that in the oven, right? If you do bacon at 200 degrees, it's going to be larger. It's going to take a lot longer, but it's going to be a lot larger in the end than if you did it at 400 degrees. So we're searing up there. We're also rendering, which is going to give us some really nice oils to sear our salmon in. Let's examine this beautiful piece of Quarry Arctic salmon. Today I've chosen a little bit of sweet lemon pepper to go on here. We're just going to sprinkle a little right on top. And these are some nice big granules here. And I can see there's dehydrated honey in there. There's all kinds of fun stuff. While we're here on the board, let's go ahead and slice I chose a hoagie roll today instead of a brioche bun. And you might ask why. Well, you know, common sense tells us the shape of that protein there is going to fit better on this than a round bun, all right? You can hear the sizzles happening behind us. Tells me it's probably time to go ahead and flip that pancetta. Could use a spatula if you like. Oh yeah, that's smelling great, and look at all that. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and put that fish right in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We could do the bread in there as well if we wanted to. So a little bit of lemon pepper there. Now let's close this dome and allow the natural lump charcoal to kind of that flavor to fill that chamber there, so that again our fuel source is our secret ingredient. All right. Next, the fun sauce. All right. I came up with this the other day with Chef Matt Fox. We're going to use a little bit of mayonnaise, and you can use Kewpie if you want to, or Duke's. I don't like Hellman's; it's a little too sweet. And then we're going to use chili crisp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite ingredients of 2023 and 2024. And you want to get, I don't want to get just all that oil. I want to make sure and get some of those crisps. There we are.
Yeah.
And a little goes a long way. We want that color in there. We don't want it too spicy though. That's perfect. And watch what happens when you whip this up. It gets this beautiful kind of, I don't know, what color would you say that is? Bright orange deliciousness. Now, when I first made this sauce, I had other things I was going to pop in there. Rice wine vinegar and yuzu and hoisin. But then I tasted this by itself and it was absolute magic. This goes into those secret sauces that you don't have to cook that fit in your back pocket. You should have 5 desserts and 5 sauces that are just, boom, automatic. Let this be your next non-cook, quick go-to sauce, okay? Let's check on that pancetta. It's probably about ready to come off. I bet the fish is ready to flip. Absolutely. Look at that.
Beauty.
Yep. I'm going to slide that pancetta forward just a little bit, maybe even give it a flip. Nice caramelization. That's exactly what we're looking for. I've got all this pancetta grease. I'm going to pull it forward, and we'll toast that bread. This is a naughty sandwich. Beautiful. Maybe even give ourselves a little grace here, a little extra space. Fish is done. That is beautiful. Nice kind of thin cut there, so it happens relatively quickly. Now we're just setting ourselves up for sandwich building success. We can go ahead and cut this avocado. I love an avocado on a sandwich like this. It brings a creaminess, a regalness almost. Avocado setup, check. Sauce setup, check. Fish, check. Let's go ahead and pull that pancetta. And this is what sandwich making is all about. Having yourself organized, ready to work. Again, once the oxygen hits this, it'll begin to crisp up. Bread's looking good around the edges, but I want a little more here in the center. I want that textural contrast. I want it to drink up. Oh, was that top or bottom? That's the bottom. Nice. So we go ahead and put some of our spread on. Oh, you know what I forgot was the tomato. Let me go grab my tomato. So excited about the salmon sandwich. I forgot my tomato. Jeez Louise. Here I go. One of these gorgeous
Disaster averted.
Florida tomato. Well, it's going to be something. It might as well be the tomato. And you don't want it too thin, right? Yeah. Yeah. And why don't we, while we're at it, just give it a little boost. A little lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper tomatoes.
Now this looks silly, so let's do kind of a bias slice, just slightly. And we'll kind of sneak attack it. Show you what I mean. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Now we're working. Behind the scenes sandwich making here. Pancetta.
It's almost a PLT. Pancetta, lettuce, tomato.
Good. I like it. Let's go with a little bit of this arugula. Maybe we can even drape in some of the board sauce there.
Yeah.
We like to do. Maybe we even go with a little bit of that avocado. Fan them out. Spread them up. Fan them out. Don't forget the sauce on the top. Go heavy on the sauce on the top. Show them some love. Right? Ooh la la. Yo. Get out of town. That's the sandwich right there. So sandwiches off the grill, right? Have fun with them. Be prepared. You know, I had to go run and get a tomato. Crisis averted. No burnt bread. A lot of big, bold flavors here. Look at that salmon too. That's exactly where we want it. That's your perfect medium rare. But you know, intimidating? I don't think so. Fast, absolutely. Delicious, absolutely. Big, bold, sexy flavors, absolutely. Check, check, check. All right. That is a bite to remember right there. Simple things done perfectly win every time. And if you don't get it on you, you're not doing it right. Like that's a fun sando. And that chili crisp aioli, super fun. The lemon pepper on the salmon, the grilled pancetta, the creaminess of the avocado, toasted bread. Like again, fundamentals, blocking and tackling here today, folks. Fire up that grill, make your sandwiches outside, come out with a sheet tray, do 15 of these. It's gonna take you 10 minutes, and playing with live fire is always a win. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out with us today. Do us a favor, subscribe, hit the like button, do leave us a comment. We love reading and responding to all those great comments. And as always, from our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.